Governor Thompson.
Mr. Pickard, since its declassification last weekend, you've, I assume, read the PDB of August 6th?
Yes, I have.
On the first page, it says, Al-Qaeda members, including some who are U.S. citizens, have resided in or traveled to the U.S. for years, and the group apparently maintains a support structure that could aid attacks. But in fact, as we now know, the Al-Qaeda members who participated in September 11th didn't use any such support structure. Is that correct?
That's my understanding. I left the FBI in November 2001. I don't know if any other information has been developed.
Well, just to make sure the record is clear, you said in your prepared statement they did not receive support knowingly from anyone in the United States, nor did they contact known Al-Qaeda sympathizers in the United States. Is that correct?
That's correct.
At the bottom of the second page, it says, we have not been able to corroborate some of the more sensational threat reporting, such as that from a service in 1998, that's 3 years earlier, saying that bin Laden wanted to hijack a U.S. aircraft to gain the release of the blind sheikh and other U.S.-held extremists. As we now know, the attack on September 11th was not for the purpose of hijacking a U.S. aircraft to gain the release of any terrorists. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Do you know the circumstances of the conversations between the CIA operative who prepared this PDB and an operative of the FBI who supplied some of the information?
No, I do not.
Do not. Okay. The coal. When did the FBI come to the conclusion that Al-Qaeda was responsible for the coal? Not Osama bin Laden, Al-Qaeda.
I do not know.
Mr. Black?
Sir, I recall that there was a report entitled The Intelligence Case, and I believe that was in January, the following January, making the intelligence case that Al-Qaeda operatives were involved, as I referred to earlier, but that the intelligence case was still lacking, and that at least the CIA, at least, was unable to prove linkage between these Al-Qaeda operatives in Yemen and Osama bin Laden in Afghanistan.
But the CIA knew during the course of the Clinton administration that Al-Qaeda operatives were involved in the coal. Is that not right? Forget whether they could be linked to Osama bin Laden or not.
Excuse me. I'm going to have to take this for the record. I just do not remember it. What I do remember about this is the effort to collect intelligence, that it produced the analysis that Al-Qaeda operatives were involved in this, but the outstanding question I recall was that of command control, which was resolved a substantial period later, where we were able to prove, even in the intelligence case, there was a direct link between Osama bin Laden and
Once
the
it was
attack.
proved, was there any discussion in the Bush administration about retaliating against Al-Qaeda or the Taliban for their attack on the coal?
I would not know if there was. I was not privy to that kind of discussion.
You never heard that?
I never heard that, sir.
Mr. Pickard, did you ever hear that?
I never heard that either.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.